Okay, and welcome back, guys. And today we are going to be designing the dashboard for this app. And before we do that, I want you to do something. I want you to go to your Play Store or your App Store and download the Figma app. So once you download the Figma app, I want you to log in, authenticate it with your account, of course. Then once you sign in or once you open the app, you're going to see mirror. So click on that mirror, then select the screen and select begin mirror on your device so that you can actually see the design you've made on your phone. Since it's a mobile app, it's important to also test it on a mobile device. Okay, that's where you can actually see how the thing is turning out, basically how the design is turning out. With that aside, let's go ahead and start today's class. So basically, we are going to design a simple dashboard for this app. And by the way, as we're designing these things, we're basically trying to learn how to use Figma, some of the tools in Figma, okay? So by the time we are going to advanced UI design, we are going to take a look at different techniques when it comes to design. For now, we just want to get ourselves acquainted with Figma. So without further ado, let's go. The first thing, I'm going to duplicate this screen since it has our background. And I'm going to bring it down here. Let me just put it down here and let me zoom in. It's always important to zoom in when you're designing. So let me call this dashboard. Okay, so I'm going to call this dashboard. And for my dashboard, I'm just going to remove some of these. I don't need them right now. So I don't need this. I don't need this. So I need this. And remember, we have a guide here. Okay, so don't forget, we still have our guide right there. So basically on our dashboard, the first thing I just want to display is the person's account balance. Okay, the person's account balance, that's the first thing we want to display. So I'm going to pick my text tool and I'm going to type in dashboard. Sorry, I'm going to type in balance. Well, let me go with dashboard first. Let me type in dashboard. Okay, let me have dashboard right there. Okay, and let me move it by the side. And for our text, I'm going to choose, let's say somewhere around 28 bold. Okay, 28 bold, that's H3. Okay, want to use H3. And you know, this should belong here. Okay, so let's go back here and activate the layout so we can actually see the grid. So I'm going to zoom in now. So this should be somewhere, let me select it. This should be somewhere at the middle. Okay. Okay, perfect. So we have it there. And I also want to go ahead and go to assets. Let's look for menu. Okay, we need that hamburger menu right there. We need this. So let's drag this here and put it right there. Okay, and let's zoom in. And I'm going to just move this somewhere here. Okay. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's zoom in to align it properly. Okay, great. So now I can actually go ahead and maybe for now, let me go back to layer and see if I can deactivate this guide. Let me deactivate them. Okay. Okay, I think it went into the group. So I'm just going to drag it above on top of the group. Okay, now let me deactivate the guide. Okay, great. We can see what we have right here. Okay, so let's select these two now. I want us to give them a color. So for their color, we're going to use our dark blue. That's blue 900. Oops, sorry. So select this. Let's do that one after the other. H3 blue 900. And let's select this and go to selection. This neutral 900. Let's go there and make it blue 900. So with this out of the way, we've gotten that right there. The next thing I want to do now, let me activate this again, the guide. I want to activate them again. Okay, remember we're not using them, they're just guide. The next thing we want to go ahead and do now is to create the balance card. Remember we've been talking about card in the lessons. So let's go ahead and actually create a card. Okay, so I'm going to pick my text tool and let me zoom in. Let me type in a balance. Okay, the next thing I want to type in, let me Ctrl D to duplicate this, and I want to go ahead and put in ngn 0.00. Okay, let's just put in a figure there, ngn 5000.00. Okay, and For this balance, I'm going to use my normal text. That's regular, okay, regular 16, regular base, okay. So I'm going to make this one 32, okay, 32 right there. That's bold, okay. For this, I think I want to go with something smaller. Let's go there and choose the smaller one. Okay, 24. 24 is perfect. Okay, let's adjust that. Okay, we can always come back to adjust it, but for now, let's put it right there. Now, for this particular one, it's too bold. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to create a new text style. Okay, so let me unlink this. Okay, so let's go there. Remember, it's H2. We're just changing the bold to something semi-bold. Okay, now let's convert it back to H2 semi-bold. We're going to call it H2 semi-bold. Okay, so H2 slash, okay, make sure you use the same name convention, so it goes in the H2 slash semi-bold. Okay, H2 slash semi-bold, create style. And now if you go back to our H2, we've created the semi-bold style. Okay, very important, you want to do that. Actually, we'll do this for others if we need them, but basically we have a new style right here. So what I want to do is to select these two, okay, and Shift A to add them in an auto layout, and because they're close, right, I'm just going to use 8. Since they are close, I'm just going to use 8 for the spacing. Okay, the next thing I want to do right now is to bring in a button. Okay, so let me bring in a button. Let's go and select our button right there. Where do we have our button? Components. Okay, let's drag in that button right there. And for this button, I'm going to deactivate the icons. Okay, and I'm just going to put in add spending money. Okay, I would have just used add cash or something else, but let's just play around with this. Add spending money, and for the type, let's go ahead and choose that secondary right there. Okay, now with this selected, let's select this and this one. We're selecting one and this, and want to add an auto frame. Shift A. So now we've added an auto frame to this, and with this Shift A now, for the space between, okay, so for the space between, we want to go ahead and use 24 for the space between. So let me select them. Select, and you want to use 24. Okay, 24 for the space between. Now I'm just going to arrange things. Okay, for the left and right padding, I'm going to go ahead and put in 16 right there. Now for the left and right padding, I'm going to put in 24, okay, and 24. Great. For the, now I want to also activate clip content, right? Then for the corner radius, I want to put in 16 there. Now, why I'm putting 16 for the corner radius now, let me go ahead and give it a color. Let's give it that color, the gradient fill first. Blue gradient. Now, the reason why I'm giving this 16 is because, you know, the inside, the element we've been using inside, like this button, we used 8. So one thing you should know about these curved edges is that when you have two elements, especially with cards, when you have two elements and one is inside, okay, the one inside should be half of, that's the border radius of the one inside should be half of the border radius of the parent card, okay, the parent container. So since we've been using 8, since we are using 8 on the button, that is why I decided to use 16 on the parent container. I'm going to select this these two, and we're going to give them a color there. Let's give them this primary blue. Sorry, go to selection color and let's make it primary blue. Okay, so that's what we want. For this now, I can go ahead and adjust it. Just place it somewhere right here and drag this here. Okay, and for the add spendy, I also want to go and make it from hug to fill container. I wanted to fill the container. Okay, so we are almost good to go with this. I think I'm just going to zoom back a little bit. Okay, and let's go ahead and then push it downwards. Okay, so let's use from here, let's move it up, and let's say 24. Remember Alt key. Okay, you want to use your Alt, and I want to measure 24 here. Okay, 24 is just 22, so I'm going to move down 1, 2. Remember I selected this group 1 and held down Alt and then 24. Perfect. Now I'm done with this particular card. So what I can do is to create this, select this card. Let me call it balance. Okay, balance card. And I'm going to convert it to a component. Okay, so let's take that away. And let's just do Ctrl D to pick the balance card right here and drop it right there. Oh, we have to start measuring this again. Okay, I think for the measurements, let me just do this. Alt, this is 42. Okay, I have to move this. Great. Okay, select this. Now, if you actually ungroup this, it's easier to, measure them. So select. I want to make sure it's 24 pixels from that's okay, great, 24 pixels. Okay, so this is everything we need. And I'm just going to select this dashboard and I will hide. Okay, let me not hide it first. So now we have this right here. The next thing I want to create is the manage card. Okay, so the manage card as well, basically. So I'm going to pick my text tool and I'm going to type in manage card. Now, right now, like I said, we're just trying to know how to use Figma. So you might not really, the features that I'm adding, we'll talk about these ones later on. But for now, you're just practicing and knowing how to use Figma. So for this manage card, let's go ahead and choose 16 right there, base 16. Okay, manage card base 16. And I think for this, I want to add our shadow. Okay, effects, let's add that shadow right there. Okay, great. I think we're okay. Yes, let's add that shadow. Now, manage card, I'm also going to duplicate this, Ctrl D, and I'm going to bring this right here, and I'm just going to type XXXX. Okay, let's use 4562. Sorry, what did I change? Okay, I mistakenly selected the opacity. Okay, 100%. Now, if you didn't do this mistake, no need to do that. Okay, so XXXXXX space. Let's just say 4562. Okay, but for this, we're also going to use semi bold. So okay, so body and regular semi bold. So I'm going to use body semi bold and base. Okay, for the name. Okay, body semi bold and base. So for this, I want to go ahead and make it semi bold. Okay, so let's convert that to style. Body now semi bold / base. Okay, so we'll call it base. Let me scroll down and see how we named it basically. Body regular, body bold. Okay, base, yeah, base. Okay, create style. And now if I should go back to my body, you can see we've created the regular, we've created the bold, and we have the semi-bold. You can actually just move things around, Ctrl Z. Okay, so you have the semi-bold right there. So that's what we've done so far. The next thing, I need the MasterCard logo right here. So what you can do is to click on your Figma icon, go to plugin, manage plugin, and you want to search for brand fetch. Okay, brand fetch. So this is actually a plugin that will help you with logos if you need them. Okay, brand fetch is currently loading right there, and once it loads, you want to go ahead and type in MasterCard. So let's type in MasterCard. Okay, that's what I want, MasterCard, and you want to choose this symbol and make sure you choose SVG, not PNG. Okay, so let me click Just click to add it to the design. It's going to add. Okay, voila. So once you double click, it comes in, and I can go ahead and close this. For this, we are going to select it. Oops, we have two, so you might check well. Now, once you are importing things like this, make sure you don't select from here directly. Make sure you select the frame, okay? So you don't select the group. Make sure you select the frame itself, so everything goes together. So select the frame and hit K. Remember, K is to scale. And for the height, I want you to go and type in 20. So we want 20 for the height. Or let's type in 16. Hit K. 16. Okay, let's use size 16. Now let's drop this right here. Okay. So remember, I want to start grouping things. This and this will be is going to be grouped together. So first of all, let's color this. Since it's like a link, let's use our primary blue to just, for people to know that this is a link. So you select it and click on this as well, and Shift A. Since they are closed, we're going to close them up a little bit. Let's use 4 because this is more like an icon. Okay, so let's use 4. Great. And let's select these two now. Okay, let's select this, and let's do Shift A. Shift A. Let's add a color for it. Fill white. Okay, let's also go ahead and click on this clip content. Okay, and because we want them to be aligned left and right, like right now, you can see if I try reducing this, you can see what's going on. So I want to come here and double click it as usual. Okay, so that we space it out. So now if I try reducing, that's what you want to have. Now let's go ahead and add some padding. Let's go ahead and add 16 here, and we also want to add 16 here. So now we have that 16px padding all around, but I actually want to go ahead and make the height. Let me give the fixed height of 70. Okay, 70 is fine. And let me just adjust this to match here and match here. And for our rounded corner, remember, for the outside, we're using 16. Okay, 16 for our rounded corners. So basically, I'm done with this particular card. Okay, and I'm coming here. I'll change this name to, let's say, manage card. Okay, and I'm also going to convert it to a component. Then Ctrl D. Okay, manage card rel, and let me move this all the way here. And for this, I'm just going to move it up. And we're going to look for 24 pixel. So Shift Set 20. Okay, let's use 16. Let's move to 16. Okay, 16. Perfect. So now we've sorted these two out. The next thing we want to add to this dashboard is basically the transactions. Okay, some of the recent transactions, we want to be able to show some of the recent transactions. So to do that, let's go ahead and pick our text tool again, and I want to type in transactions. Okay, so I want to type in transactions there, but I want to use the body regular, not the base. Where's the regular? Okay, base 16. Okay, good. So I want to type in transactions, and for these transactions, I also want to have the assets. So let's type in chevron as usual. Chevron, you want the right one. Okay, so this should be here. So we're going to select these two, okay, these two, and do our Shift A, okay. So you also want to do that Shift A right there, and I also want the height to be 70, okay, height to be 70, and remember, come to the middle, double click, so that they're evenly spaced out. The same corner radius 16, and the same color whites, okay, and the same padding 16 right there. Okay, perfect. So now we have this, and I can actually convert this one to a component. Let me go ahead and say transaction. Okay, transaction header. Okay, let's call it transaction header. Okay, great. Let me convert that to a component and then duplicate. I want to obviously make use of the duplicate and not the parent one. So let's move it right here. Drop. Okay, so we can actually reuse these things later on. So let's move it. Remember 16 as well. Okay, great. So the next thing we now want to create are the transactions, basically the transaction cards. Okay, so let's go ahead, zoom in. Let's zoom in. Let me reduce this. Okay, I think this should be 365. Let me reduce it from the main one. 365 for the width. Okay, let's adjust that. Okay, so let's go ahead now and get the first thing we want to get again is to type. So let's assume in let me just select this. Let's assume in the first transaction is for 1,000 naira. Let's just do NGN 1,000. Okay, and let me do Control D. Now for this particular one, we are going to use our small fonts, that's size 14. Okay, size 14. And what we also want to do here now is to unlink this, and I want to use semi-bold. Yes, so create the style. Okay, body semi-bold / small. Right, that should be small. What did we use for small? What do we use for small? Okay, small, SMALL, and create style. Okay, so this is what we want. And this one, let's go ahead and also choose small. But for this, we are just going to, let's say maybe MTN airtime. Okay, MTN airtime, that's what this 1,000 naira was for. And for this, we are going to maintain our black. We're going to maintain our black. And for this, we are going to maintain our gray. Okay, our gray. Let's go to gray. Then that's around gray. Let's use gray 700. Okay, let's use gray 700 for that. And I'm going to select these two, and as usual, select 1, 2, Shift A. And since they are very close, let's go ahead and use 8 right there. You know, it's not an icon here, so let's go ahead and use 8. And I want an icon here to show the status. Let's go ahead and let's type in check. Now for the check, we want to use this check circle. Let's drop it right there. And for this, we are going to assume this transaction was successful. So we're going to give it a green color there. So let's give it our green. Success green. Let's go around 500, 600. Let's do 600. Okay, let's do 600. Or should we do, let's do 500 then. Let's do 500. I'm just trying to make sure we maintain some consistency. Yeah. So let me select these two now, and let's do Shift A, add them in an auto frame. Let's also space them out to be around 16. Remember, we used 8, 16, 24, just like that, 16. Okay, and then once you've done that, the next thing we want to do is I'm just going to pick the text tool, and somewhere around here we're going to type something like maybe 2 hours. So that means it's been 2 hours since this transaction was done. So I'm going to pick base. No, not the bold, just the normal one. Base here, 14. Okay, and the same color here, that's 700. So let's go ahead and choose that 700 right there for the color. So 700. So I'm done with this. So I'm just going to select these two. Okay, select these two, and for this I want to align them right in case we want to type in. So duplicate, select this, Shift A to add the auto frame. Okay, so once you add the auto frame, now I also want to go ahead and make this 170 as well, so we have the same height, 70. And for the space, for the padding, let's put in 16 right there. And for this, remember, same thing, we're just going to double click so that we can actually adjust things properly. And for our color, we're also going to use our white right there. Okay, now for the corner radius, the same, we'll move with 16. Okay, but for this particular one, I want us to add some outlines. Okay, so for this outline, we are going to modify our outline. Let's come to stroke, And for the stroke, I want us to go with this primary 50. I don't want us to go with gray. We can actually use gray, but let's go with this primary 50. But I don't want it on all sides. I just want it at the top. And custom, go to custom, so you can specify one at the top and also one at the bottom. Then we also want to click here, and instead of solid, we want to use dashed. Let's do that like that. Okay, now I think I might want to deactivate the grid now, so we can actually see what we're working on. Okay, so deactivate that and let's zoom in. So this is what we have so far. Okay, and if you want, you can actually make it, okay, let's just go ahead and make it all. Okay, so this is what we have so far. So I want to go ahead and convert this. Let's call this transaction card. Transaction card. Now remember, cards are supposed to be flexible. You want to be able to make sure as you're adjusting it, it's adjustable. Okay, so let's go ahead and convert this to a component, and Ctrl D to duplicate that, and let me move this right here. So we have that. So I'm just going to move this, I'm just going to bring it here. Okay, now what I want to do now, I can go ahead and duplicate this, Ctrl D, and then select, and then do Shift A. Okay, Shift A. And for this space between, I just want to go with 0. Okay, and select, Ctrl D again, and Ctrl D again, and let's just have 4 there. Okay, we can add more later. Now let's select these ones, and we want to go ahead and select this 4 here. Okay, we can come here and call this transaction details list. Okay, then select this now and select this, and also do Shift A. For the space between them, you want to go ahead and choose 0, because we don't want any space between them, because we already have this these things going on here. Okay, so the next thing you want to do is to select this, and okay, I think for these ones, okay, don't worry. So we want to go ahead and select this now, and we want to go ahead and give this a color. Let's give it white right there, and clip content. Okay, clip content, and you also want to go and make this 16. So you have it 16 right there, and I think for these ones, I'm actually going to make the border space, the corner radius 0, because we actually want it to, blend in just the way you're seeing right here. So this is what we want. So we're going to make it 0 so that it blends in. Now, you can see that we're actually having this right there. The next thing you want to do is to select the parent one, and also go to stroke and add the primary 50. Okay, so basically this is what we have right here when you look at it. So select this and preview it on your phone. So we have it there. We've created this list right here, and we're going to move it. Select it, measure. Okay, want to make sure, okay, it's 16 as well. Okay, great. And from here, don't forget we have something right here. Okay, don't forget. So if you're here, congratulations, you have just completed the dashboard. Okay, so you've completed the simple dashboard for this app. And in the next class, we'll do 2 additional screens, and then we'll call it a wrap. See you in the next class.